And so that experience not only brought me to my roots of who I am, but it brought me to the core of God of who I truly am. And for me to know that racism does exist, it was meant for me to know that discrimination is real. It was meant for me to know that it's going to be obstacles through this.
Hi guys, welcome to Stephys Planet. You know what it is, guys. You know, if you haven't seen my previous videos, Vulnerable Reflections, go see it. And this is my 4th episode. Introduce yourself, my wonderful guest.
I'm Dysha Bennet, The Black Beauty on Instagram.
Yes, girl. So I'm going to link her Instagram right there on the screen. So make sure you check her out, okay? All right. So we're going to start. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm excited. I'm excited.
I'm excited too, girl. Let's see. So when you think of vulnerable reflection, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
I think about somebody that's showing their emotions of how they feel, and then reflective. They're seeing the emotions themselves, and able to dissect what it is, like really get into understanding yourself and be vulnerable, meaning that you able to just really be yourself without one judge and reflect, and able to see in yourself as you judging or not judging in some sense.
That was perfect. So I want you to, in the spirit of being vulnerable, right, and showing your emotions, right, I want us to be really free on this channel and, you know, talk about one moment that was really crucial to your growth.
One moment that was crucial to my growth?
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I just was telling somebody this the other day. One moment that was crucial to my growth was me entering the world of college and getting out of college. It was crucial at that time because I was new to the world and I did not know people was rude. I didn't know people was cruel. I grew up where I thought people was sweet, people were nice. My mom painted a picture like it's good people out here. So when I first heard the word no or discriminated because I was Black, it was mind-blowing. I literally did not understand that side of people. So it was a traumatic time. I was in college and I was working at a racist establishment. Obama has just gotten office for the second time. And so it was just a lot going on. It was real critical and crucial.
Wow. So how did that change you?
It enlightened me. It educated me. It empowered me. And most of all, I was educated because for one, I was learning another language. I was learning Spanish. So I was open to learning new things, but being criticized because of the color I am or being rectified because where I come from, my background, I always was felt like inferior. I was scared. I was scared I was gonna lose my job. I was scared that people wasn't gonna believe me or understand. So it really put like I can say like a distraction in my college career. It really made me really like depressed for a little bit.
But look at you graduated, huh?
I did. I graduated not one time but 2 times.
Tell them. Yes. She graduated 2 freaking times, even through the struggle, girl. Yes. So did that change your perspective in any way about, like, you know, schooling, going to college or something?
Definitely. I feel like you have to leave home to get an experience of life. Yeah. And so I don't regret leaving for college, but it also taught me that where I was from was way more safer than I thought it was. Because where I'm from, racism is a thing, but it wasn't a spoken thing. It's like it was one of those unknown things. But I'm all right with people being themselves. I don't want you to be fake. I want you to be who you are. But when you throw it at me, it was a whole nother energy. Like, whoa, a little kid. I reached to give a kid a sucker, a candy, and the kid did not take the candy. He started crying.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, and his mom was like, "Oh, he never seen a Black person before." And so, yeah, that was like mind blowing.
Really mind blowing.
Yeah, and then one time a coworker invited me to their house, and their dog would not stop barking. And it was like, "Oh, he may be cis because you Black, and I never had a Black person over here before." And I immediately got uncomfortable and was like, yeah, that's not it.
Nah, that is sad.
It is.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a good thing you're bringing it to light because most people have to hear that. Like, because some people, some people are not even able to finish college, even how you did it, even facing those type of things. They just like maybe get tired and they get discouraged and they just leave or drop out. So people need to hear that you struggled with that type of thing and you're still here, right?
Yes.
Exactly. So how did you overcome? Did you have steps you took to overcome, or what made you overcome that? Did it become a fear?
It did. It really did. And that's a really good question. Thank you for that question. I did a lot of steps. I had to do a lot of soul searching.
Wow.
Yes. So, yes. Believe it or not, I'm natural under this.
Yeah.
And I was in high school natural.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a thing in high school. So when I got to college and I saw all these women going natural, it was like y'all was just talking about me from being natural. Now everybody is natural. So it was almost like I was before my time, but also behind time. Because here I am in the city from a small town where racism was not talked about, was never an issue. Living in Prairie View, going to college, and then working in Brenham, Texas. Only black in the establishment. It was awakening. It was a empowerment moment for me. So when I say the steps I had to take was one, I had to really find my faith in God. Literally, when I say find my faith in God, I was church hopping. I was praying. I was meeting with Jehovah Witness. I was meeting with Baptist people. I was meeting with all these religious groups, only to come to find out God is one. And so, and only one. And so, and it opened up my mind because I grew up Catholic. So, yes, I grew up Catholic, only thinking Catholic was the best. It's all we do, this and that. So it brought me through a journey. And so that experience allowed my journey to become closer with God. I started experiencing things that I didn't think that I could handle. I started experiencing things that was mind-blowing, like planting the seed and then reaping the benefits of it. And I actually was seeing it. And so as God was growing me and as I was going through the journey, he was moving those people out my way. And so that lady that was so much pressure on me at my job, which was my boss, she ended up leaving. And getting a job. And she got the job but didn't pass the test. So she had to result to a job at Sonic. And she pulled up in her new Volkswagen Jetta, nice car, with her Sonic uniform on, and only for God for me to see that God will make your enemies your footstool,
Wow.
And so, yes, and I don't wish bad on nobody. And to be honest, her dad owned the Sonic. So I just think it was only God allowed me to see her in that uniform, because I know she don't need that job. Her daddy is the owner. Her daddy owned all the Sonics. She was very smart, had a lot of money. But me to be able, humble enough to know that God can change your situation at any given time. And so I don't take that journey lightly. I know that it was meant for me to go through that. It was meant for me to experience that. It was meant for me to know that racism does exist. It was meant for me to know that discrimination is real. It was meant for me to know that it's going to be obstacles through this. College wasn't going to be a straight, narrow through. Believe it or not, college opened up my eyes. Like, Prairie View made me a strong woman. I would never value or appreciate being black or being powerful who I am if Prairie View wouldn't enlighten that. It educated me on that, because society have not. They failed us in so many ways of us being proud of who we truly are. And so that experience not only brought me to my roots of who I am, but it brought me to the core of God of who I truly am. And I'm grateful for that experience.
Wow, Dysha. And a lot of people need to hear this. Thank God we're shooting this video, because a lot of people need to hear this. And I know there's some people that might have been stuck where you are. Like I said, I'm going to say over and over again, you overcame.
Thank you.
Right. And that's awesome. That is really awesome. And that's like empowering. I really hope as you're listening to his story, you're getting empowered by it too. That no matter where you are in life, like it's not the end. Keep pushing. And you're going to definitely find the end of it, like the successful end of it once you keep pushing. Thank you for sharing that, Dysha.
I appreciate you for even talking about something like this. I think it's very vulnerable of you to be able to ask people about their vulnerability.
Yeah.
And it's very in tune of you to even care, you know?
Thank you.
So thank you for this experience.
You're welcome.
Need more people like that.
Thank you. Thank you. So I'm just going to ask you a few more questions. Okay. So I know you talked about like church hopping. You know, you were trying to find like God in everything you were. Then you found that God was one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So tell me, in those churches you've seen, like, did you experience any church hurt from any of those churches that made you move to another one, or from there to there?
That's a really good question as well. Let's keep it real, right?
Yeah.
I never really received church hurt, but I received a church awakening at an early age. I grew up Catholic, and I was so rebellious as a kid. And in the Catholic church, that wasn't possible for them. They did not understand it. So they literally would hold me at their hip and just make me go everywhere they went or whatever, because they felt like they couldn't leave me alone, or I was just this rebellious. And I would ask questions. I was super smart. I would ask questions all the time, and they didn't have answers for it. And so I was already curious. So when I was going into these other churches, I already had a mind frame of knowing that I may got answers that they may not have, but I'm here for a reason. And honestly, some of the churches I went to were awesome. Some of them were cult worshiping in some sense. It wasn't about God as much. It's about follow us and what we do in some sense. And I'm so open-minded that I've seen it, I learned it, and I'm done with it. But for our church hurt, no. Far as open my mind, I mean, I've seen some pastor wives that done some things. It was a mind opening. I mean, eye opening experience in mine, because here you think pastors supposed to be so perfect, so good, and things happen, Not saying that they all are or whatever, but by the end of my journey, I found the church home that I needed to be at. Yes, I did.
I like that. And it's so crazy how like the pastors really, well, let me not go into that deeply, but I feel like sometimes, even if you're preaching the word of God as a pastor, I mean, pastors, if you're watching this, I really want to like have a message to you. Even if you think you're preaching the word of God as a pastor, and you still have to be sensitive to human beings as well. So I feel like sometimes we lose the sensitivity to spirituality, and we forget that, okay, even if this is what we need to do according to God's will, we also need to show love to a human being and remember they're human beings as well as you're not a God as well. So in case you're a pastor and watching this, please be more sensitive to your members, because most people look up to you so much so that they get so hurt by you, even by the little things you do. So I feel like that should be heard by you guys.
I definitely agree.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to be a leader, you need to know who you're leading.
Exactly.
And they need to know who you are. You have to be transparent as possible.
Right.
And I find that the church I'm in now, I've grown. I'm behind the cameras. I'm on a communication corporation. So I get to use my degree in church.
There we go.
And I have so many opportunities to learn more and build. And not only I say learn more and build, they offer like Spanish classes, they offer sign language classes. So I can learn so much at my church now. I can grow so much. I can be pro-Black, you know what I'm saying? So, and I'm grateful for the experience. I had to find that within, and I'm not really as religious. I'm more spiritual. I don't need a church to guide me, but I love church, and I'm grateful for a church. We can have church right here.
Yeah.
And it'd be just as fine.
It's not the building, it's the people.
It's the people. And so I know that.
So when you think about your future, right? What's like the ideal future for you?
Ooh. So when I think about my future, the ideal future for me will be a nice, peaceful, but spiritual, energetic life. I think of a person like myself being able to give so much, but I want to be able to give, but be able to reciprocate what I'm giving to get it back. So I want to be surrounded with great people. I want to be around people of audience, people who want more. I want to be the person who's speaking to great people. I want to be in a room full of people speaking in front of them, 3,000 plus more crowd, speaking to people all over the world. I see myself being able to be a leader, a great companion, a great wife. I want to be able to build a leadership to where people are able to follow my heart, not me, but follow my heart. And where our heart goes, everything is desired with God. So I see myself just being a light of the world. Like my future is big. I feel greatness is coming. I'm on the brink. Like it's about to,
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, girl.
Yes, I can feel it. I feel it.
Good. I like that. So when you think, I know you said it'd become a great wife. So when you think about marriage, do you have any fears related to marriage?
Honestly, no. I pray every day I'll be a great wife. I pray, it's one thing to pray for a great husband, but pray that you're a good wife. Like I pray that I'm a great wife. Not only for a good husband, but a great provider, someone that loves God just as much as me. I'm not afraid. I'm more of a soul reserved for a better time for myself. So I'm working on me so that when it does happen, I can honestly say that I'm naturally ready. I'm ready. Because before I was like, I think I'm ready, or I'm having too much fun. But as far as marriage, no. What about you? Are you afraid of marriage?
No, I'm actually not afraid of marriage. I feel like I'm in a season where I'm getting ready for it.
Yeah.
So, like you said, like you asked for a great husband. Are you being a great wife by yourself? Because you're not a wife when you get married. You're a wife before you get married.
School me.
Because it's like we say, whomever finds a wife finds a good thing. So you're already a wife. He finds you, and you're his wife. So that's one thing. I am getting myself ready to be a great person in general, and then a great wife.
I agree. Yeah. I like that.
Thank you. So I really don't have any fears as much because I like you also said, I pray about it and I'm like, I'm rest assured that it's gonna be a great marriage, a very great one.
Because you're not rushing into it. Yeah. You're not pressured into it.
Not pressure. Even if I might be receiving some not pressure per se, but like, here and there talks about marriage. I'm taking the pressure off myself. And saying whenever it happens, it happens. But although sometimes
like
you have
like
a period. Thank you.
You took the pressure off yourself.
Exactly.
Because I can't say it's not pressure. It's definitely pressure. I mean,
right.
Yes.
Right. So I try as much as possible not to. Even when people project on me, I try as much as possible to take it off of me. What do I want for myself? Yeah, so that's what I do. But yes, thank you so much for sharing. I really do appreciate you for sharing everything you shared. I think we're going to wrap it up now. But what's one thing you want to leave with the viewers?
Okay. So it's two things. One, I want to leave that vulnerability is not a bad thing. We don't have to always make it a victim. Vulnerability is not bad. Vulnerability is really love. It's really sweet. It's really open. It's a pure thing. And it's great to be vulnerable. And to reflect on your vulnerability is even more powerful. So this was a really good experience. And then, Kedu Kime. Yes.
So for those who don't know that, she said, how are you in Igbo language? And Igbo language is one of the Nigerian languages.
Yes.
Tell them again. Ask him again.
Kedu Kime.
And your response will be, Adima.
Adu.
Thank you so much. Guys, thank you for watching Stephysplanet. But I really hope you took out this month of mental health to take care of yourself, take care of your sanity, take care of everything concerning your up here, because this is where we process everything in life. So I really hope you guys had a lovely February. And I know this, I'm going to be posting this in March, like, you know, towards like the first week of March. But thank you so much, Dysha. Tell them about yourself again. Like, remind them, like, this is...
Yeah, I'm Dysha Bennet. Find me at D Black Beauty. And I'm so grateful, Steffi, for having me.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, guys. Bye.
Bye.